What's up, y'all? My name is TK Trinidad, and welcome to Queen Boss Season 1, Episode 2, Social Media Masters. We're going to be talking hair, sweet tea, and the new Black Wall Street. Check it out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, everybody knows
song.
this classic, right?
Definitely goes right along with the show.
Yes.
All right. So, are you guys going to continue?
We ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Queen Boss is in the building.
All right, so Episode 2, Social Media Master. So I think it was better than Episode 1. So a lot of different stuff that happened overall. But first, let me not get into all this talking. So my name is TK Trinidad, and let's introduce the rest of our panel.
My name is Kalima. You can find me everywhere at Kalima Music Art Wisdom, where pop culture meets wisdom.
And I'm Lynneisha. You can find me everywhere at Lynneisha_33.
All right, so Queen Boss Episode 2. So let's just rehash a little bit about it. Lucinda Cross, she was the one who won last week for the Vision Board Challenge. But essentially, Queen Boss is, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like a black girl version of Shark Tank.
It
is.
So it's a really good concept. Essentially, there's 18 women who compete, and they each woman from each show moves into the semifinals, and they get to vie for $2,500 to start up their business.
25,000.
Yeah, 2,500. So, and the whole concept was there's about 5,000 new businesses that start in the U.S. today, and black women are leading that pack.
Woo.
So they kind of want to take that concept and run with it. And, I think it's a good way for people when they watch the show, they can take those ideas and then apply it to whatever their businesses are.
And what's so great is that they're also giving them a platform.
Yep.
You know, you don't hear about this. If it wasn't for this show, I wouldn't have never known about all of the African American women being entrepreneurs. Like I love it. So.
Yes.
And it's exposure for them. So
Yeah.
even the ones that don't win, we've seen their product now. We know their
Exactly.
name. So
Yeah.
it's exposure.
So
yeah.
the judges this week is Vanessa Simmons. I'm sure everybody knows who she is. Judge, actress, model, started pastry. We have Lauren Lake, who is the lawyer, author, speaker, Emmy nominee. She's hard. She's a tough lady.
You can tell from how she speaks. I'm like, let me Google this.
right?
Yeah.
And Rakia Reynolds, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, so I'm terrible with that, but sorry. PR expert, fashion guru, and creative taste master for Dell and HSN. So she's top dog in that as well. So essentially, we have 3 different contestants. So our first contestant that was up was Regina Gwen, and her business was what is it? Tres Noir.
Oh yeah, Tres Noir, right?
Beauty booking app. So here's my beef with it already. So I'm sure you guys all have been to the hairstylist, all this other stuff. I only deal with 1 or 2. I don't want some rant like. My hair is a special, like, you have different qualities.
You stick who
your hairstylist knows who you are, knows how he knows all this other good stuff. And my hairstylist that I've been going to for the last, 10 years, and she's actually in Toronto, and I wait to see her 2 or 3 times a year. Miss Inches, go and look her up. I don't wait. Like, I don't wait a whole Saturday. Like, those days are gone.
That is kind of
so
true,
it's just kind of like, it was interesting that she was bringing the concept. So the concept behind the business is, or she came out with a really good storyline, a good pitch. So the concept behind the business, as some of you people might have experienced, is that you go to the salon, you go on a Saturday, and your appointment's there for 9 o'clock, and you have 10 other women in front of you, and you're spending the rest of your Saturday in the salon.
Yeah.
So that was the concept behind it. So now instead of doing that, you kind of go on the app, and then you have the hairstylist come to you wherever you are, put in the location, all this other good stuff. My whole thing was just like who are these hairstylists? That's just
Showing up at the door.
Right.
Like,
That's a good
I
point.
can do it.
Yeah, it's
And
just
the way
kinda,
we trust our stylists.
right.
Like, okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of, and then the thing is that they do a bad job. It's kind of one of those things that you just don't.
Yeah.
It's an awkward situation. So I mean, I get it, but that trust factor with your hair.
It's convenient, yes, but and so I think about people who, like, we're in LA, tourists, last minute, I need a hairstylist at this point. I don't really care. Maybe they can send me some photos,
Right.
and maybe if the app does have like a profile for these stylists that you can approve,
Right.
Hopefully there's that, because you got to have a trust factor there.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's.
But like you said, you spoke on convenience, and so that's a big key factor of her app or her service. And I think that's cool because we do trust our stylists, but at the same time, sometimes we're not able to get that stylist because of scheduling, whether it's their schedule or our schedule.
Exactly.
And even though sometimes we're taking a risk, even if we have to go to another person, we're still taking a risk. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that convenience. So if they can tweak it, so like you said, if they have their work there, and you kind of can see
and
if
word of mouth, and like
people,
and
it's like, okay, this one would be good. I think I'll be okay.
And you know what? It is great if you think about if it becomes the social media platform for hairstylists, where it's like, oh, I know a girl who does hair. She's on XYZ app. Tell me, do we know the name of the app again?
Trust Noir.
Trust Noir.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see if she's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's that sort of thing where it's like, all right, I'm in LA, let me literally go and see, like,
then,
you know, if she added ratings,
you know,
to like the
that
stylist,
too,
that would be good.
That would work. I think that.
Well, that's a good thing because like even I had some locks. I don't know, like in September, and I actually found this hairstylist here through somebody I saw on social media, and then she told me about her, and you know, the proof was in the pudding. So I kind of trusted that because the chick who had her hair done, like she's just done just some random. So it's just kind of like I get it, but yeah, it definitely needs to be tweaked, and it definitely needs to be, you know, ratings and people's experiences and stuff like that, because that's how you kind of meet your hairstylist. It's usually through somebody else.
That's true.
So if she adds that, I did go on her social media. Needs a lot of work.
Oh no!
But the cost is $15 to $75 per session if you just kind of want to blow out and all that good stuff. $125 if you want like a weave and stuff like that, and then box braids are $275, which, you know, I don't know. I just can't get.
It's in the average range if you're good at what you do.
No, I don't mind. I know the price is not an issue. It's just more, you know, I've been with my hairstylist for so long that I can't even imagine. You know, if I had the Oprah type money, I would just fly her out. Like, that's how serious it is. So, you know, but it's a good concept, especially if there's tourists or if you're flying into town and you're doing a shoot or you're doing something and you need somebody. But it just needs a little bit of tweaking. I guess maybe I'm just not a trusting person. Whatever. So the next person is, or actually, is there anything that you guys liked or didn't like about the business, or things that you, her hair?
Oh yes, I almost forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay,
while I was watching, I would just put my head down, like, oh gosh, you're so right. Like her hair
it's
just
common
was
sense,
not
right?
Definitely, you're presenting a product, and then you had all these examples of what you go through. Then where was the finished product?
Right.
Where's what you get after you have her
and
service?
that skeleton, I'm like,
show it.
Yeah, it made you remember it though.
Yeah. Now, like you said, those days are kind of over. I think stylists are more selective, and they manage their time well now. But yeah, back in the day when I was younger, when I was younger,
it was all day thing. But if ladies, you are still on a Saturday all day long, I'm sorry, you need to go to somebody else.
Find someone else.
I'm just saying. That's
but sometimes you know what I'm saying. Just like you said, you know that you would fly her out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't wait for her. That's why I like her. It was the reason why
she respects your time.
Yeah, the first time I went to see her, it was an individual appointment. There was nobody else there. Very boutique style. You sipping tea. We're talking all that stuff, and I was like, this. All right, cool. And I've used her ever since for any event that I do.
I come from a small town where there's not a lot of options.
Right.
And it's like, do you want your hair done or not? You know? But I do, to speak on her hair, I thought about Donald Trump. Hate to bring him up. I'm thinking about just someone who may be the brains behind an operation but doesn't necessarily reflect that brand, So I do think that it would have been smart. Like, come on, like,
but you're going to be on national TV,
and your brand is beauty. Right. We have to believe that you're really passionate about this. Right. And just like she said, if it's that accessible and if it's that easy, it shouldn't have even been a question.
Or had your friend hook you up. Or,
it shouldn't have even been a question. And I didn't even notice it until she pointed out. I'm like, dang, her hair isn't if I looked at you, if she came up to me and like, I have a hair business, I'd be like, you do. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like some people like, for instance, I've been binge watching, not to throw out another show, but The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Love.
And they're just individual shots. Their hair is always on point.
Always.
So if you know that you're going to be on television, Like,
exactly.
you know,
that alone, right?
Yeah. So, and the fact that you went out there and it didn't come to your mind makes me kind of. But she said she has a business partner who does that type of stuff. So
and honestly, I felt that was a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Like you're looking for someone who's so passionate that they dreamt about this day and they're ready, and they said it. They said they're looking for someone with passion and potential. You can't be walking up in here and like not sell me the brand when it's about beauty and I'm looking at you and I don't see like. When you think about beauty and someone that you'd want to, you know, get advice from, the minute you see them, you're like, oh my gosh, where did you get your hair?
There's some girls, they do that. I had a good friend that I went to college with. Her hair was just, she did it herself. Her hair was always on point. And you kind of know, you know, if you fit into that category, if you don't. I don't. So I know when I'm going to certain events, I know I need to get my hair done.
Right, yeah.
So it was just kind of like, if she's thinking that was okay to go on national TV, one, and then come in front of judges and pitch this, two, it was just kind of like, you know, you have to to be on that level in a pitch and ask for that type of money. You have to be 100% on all levels.
And honestly, what do you all think? I'm big on branding. I actually run several social media accounts, and I think about all the time. You know, the name. The name has to remind me of your brand.
Right.
Now, did she? Obviously, I think Tress Noir is French, but it doesn't make me think of hair.
Well, if you go to the essentially the whiter side of things, that name is used quite often.
Okay. Because it's Tress hair.
Yeah.
And then Noir is black. So black hair.
If you go to Sally's, you'll see it. If you go to Sally's and you leave the black section, you walk everywhere else, you'll see it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
To be not,
Step
you know,
into the other world.
you know, forget about PC. Whatever. You'll find it in the next aisle. So I don't know why the name it doesn't catch me, but it doesn't say it doesn't scream you should change it.
It's like it makes sense, I get it, but like you said, it's not really attention grabbing.
Yeah,
but
when you define it sounds right.
If she came out with like a really, you know, either put together hairdo and all this other stuff, then I think the name would, you know,
we would want to know the name.
Want to know the name and her outfit and all this other. It just kind of seemed like, you know, she picked something blue. There was no accessories and everything. Yeah. Everything. It was.
Oh, but real quick, the challenge. Oh no, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Because we have to narrow
our
it down.
Next contestant, Nyla. Say her name. Nyla.
Nyla.
Ellis. Oh, we're all horrible. We're sorry. Nyla Ellis Brown. So she started Ellis Island Tea, and I love this concept.
Sounds good too. Yeah. It sounds like it tastes good.
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't think. Sorry to be un-PC again, but I don't think if there are any black persons messes up sweet tea, then you just need to stop.
And she's already in 300 stores. I mean, it's got to be bomb.
Yeah. And the whole concept is her grandfather came from Jamaica, so big up to West Indies, my people. And he came through Ellis Islands, which is the whole concept of her last name, and it's a natural herbal iced tea. And the grandfather is actually the head chef for Marcus Garvey Black Star, which is a line that Marcus Garvey had from 1919 to 1922. So this recipe was passed on, and before he passed away, is like, don't give the recipe away, use it, develop a business. Wow. So she's been doing it since she was 19. She's now 29, and she's like you said, she's been in 300 stores. One thing that stood out to me was, again, you're gonna be on national TV. A pair of black tights and maroon shirt.
Well, she said herself she's not like she's
for her it's like that seems like her look. Like I kind of
I accept it for her.
I'm not mad at her for not being dressed up, but you're right. I'm not even asking.
It was like a business pitch and professional.
I understand. But I feel like we, come from an understanding. It's just like an interview. Like, you just gotta dress your best for the interview.
You put on a pair of black slacks and you put on a button-down shirt,
or at least like your logo shirt or something.
Right, something. It was the look really like threw me off, and she's a beautiful woman. Yeah, and she's kind of like this.
Just like, hi, I'm here.
You just woke up and this is what you're doing. So then it's the business was great, and it's just kind of that appearance thing, threw me off. But she had, and then her. I don't know if she's like a soft-spoken person, but she could definitely beefed up the passion just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
I felt her
business is
story
there.
was strong, yeah, but the passion in her voice has got to be a little bit more
Yeah, so
dominant.
tell the story about Sweet Tea and essentially how one of the judges was saying is just tell the whole story. Tell us about almost paint that picture. So you painted the pictures of your grandfather, how it all started, how you were taking it to different parts in Detroit and stuff like that. But now put everybody else in the picture. So now it's a summer afternoon, and this is what you pull out.
Yeah.
This is what you have for the barbecues. This is what you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like almost do that transition story so everybody can see themselves with the tea in that picture.
I agree.
So, that was kind of like the one thing I think was missing. And then also what she would have done with the money.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was going to say that. And her passion wasn't behind that either. Like,
Right.
okay, you need labels. You want to improve the visual of your product. Great. But it's like, oh, I'm going to get labels.
Yeah.
That's what it just seemed like.
Right.
It kind of seemed like if I
okay.
got the money or if I didn't got the money, no big deal. I'm going to figure it out either way.
Like,
Okay, but when
I'm
you're
kinda up
on
and going
Forbes
anyway.
30 under 30, that's
Right, like,
huge.
It's a big
Yeah.
And if you need, that money from them, I'm gonna need you to have a real reason as to, cause she Miss Lake. Lauren, was it Lauren Lake?
Yeah.
She mentioned like, how are you going to ask us for money, and you basically prove to us that you don't even know, how to balance your own money that
Right.
you've accumulated over this time. For me, that's a red flag. You don't give
Numbers
somebody
is a
more
big
money.
thing.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You've already had the success. I don't understand that. How are you in 300 stores and you weren't able to, use that money to literally
Right.
get you? And she said it herself. She's like, clearly she's on this show to, kind of get her own sort of, just like she said, just to be able to say bragging rights,
Right.
Yeah.
And I kind of think maybe I'll give it, because, everybody doesn't have the experience of being, in front of a camera.
Right.
So I kind of think that she got there and they asked her all this stuff. And, Lauren's hard, a really hard judge.
Yeah.
So she asked her all this stuff and she froze. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt that she should know her numbers, that she's been doing it for the last 10
Absolutely.
years. I hope so.
Absolutely.
And to be like 30 under 30 and all this other stuff.
And I'm a huge fan of Shark Tank, and for me, that is, and I really do look up to those judges as well. And I think about how they always talk about, if you don't know your numbers, that is a big problem for me,
Right.
because why am I going to invest in a business
Right.
if you can't even stay on top of why would I feed you more money? Why would
Right.
I enable you? So for me, that was a huge red flag. I was very surprised that they didn't, X her
Yeah.
at that moment.
Yeah.
Here.
I don't know. For
Like
me,
I
that's
said
big.
this week is a lot better than last week. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
It for sure is. Maybe that was the plan for
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah.
To get
Well,
better.
Hopefully.
it'd be. I'm curious to see if they interviewed everybody and they kind of put them, grouped them according to who's strong, who's not, and kind of
Possibly, yeah.
did it that way.
Yeah.
I would love to speak to like their producer, like their idea
Right.
behind who puts what contestant with who. So, next contestant, Mandy Bowman. I really love this idea. Official Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
So she told a really good story. So if any of you guys were around in 2016, which I'm sure you guys were, there was a lot of turmoil that happened with a lot of black men getting killed by cops and all this other stuff. There's just a lot of stuff that happened between January and like midsummer. Just
Absolutely.
so many stories. And essentially that's what Mandy did to create her business. So instead of complaining about the situation, which I absolutely love, she created a solution and essentially created a website where all black businesses can go there. And so now you can support black businesses, and essentially we make our own money and fund our own community and then continue going from there.
So would you say it's like the Amazon of black companies?
More so like the Yelp. I
Yeah.
think. Because
Okay,
you go there to know, because like I know I've been hearing it as like support black businesses and
Right.
things like that, but I don't know them that
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean? So it's like the app will provide you with those businesses.
Right.
That is
and if you want to go to like any
love.
banks or any other stuff like that, you can go to black-owned banks and start your accounts there online and all this other stuff. So essentially, it puts you in contact with
It's
businesses.
so great.
Yeah,
It's
so it's
so
a really, really good concept. I didn't get a chance to go on the website, but I'm hoping that there's like a rating system for each business as well,
Yeah.
because one of those things, especially when they were talking about support black businesses and stuff like that, is like you want to.
I was like, are we gonna go there?
But sometimes,
yeah, but that's any business. That's any business.
I totally agree.
You
but
know,
sometimes
and
it just
I would
hurts.
rather make a mistake. I'm just saying, especially when, unfortunately, we are stereotyped as not supporting each other.
Right.
I would rather fail knowing that I at least tried you and I learned my lesson, just as you would ordering from a pizza spot that's 25, 45 minutes late delivering to you that you'll never order from again. You
Totally
know?
agree. But when you fail, then you could put the rating on that business.
There we go.
So that we all don't fail.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then, you know, 'cause
Absolutely.
there has to be 4 or 5 or 10 fish fry shops, and, you know, 2 of them are horrible. There's one really good in Van Nuys, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, fish shop,
Van Nuys?
black owned.
I was like, wait,
Yes.
I thought maybe this was
Let
a
me-
I go and
see
I see him at least 3 or 4 times a week. So fish shop. I don't
like
know.
fried fish and
Yeah,
stuff like
fried
that?
fish,
Okay.
catfish,
Wings?
snapper. No, it's all fish.
Okay, that's fine. That'll do.
Catfish
I'm from
nuggets.
Chicago.
and all
I'm gonna
that
need to
stuff.
get that
Harold's
name.
and
Yeah.
J&J's
I'm not
fish,
even.
so
Yeah,
I've been missing
I've
out.
been waiting for them so.
But it's so
fun.
fun. It's
got
so funny.
sidetracked.
One of my friends posted it on social media, and I'm like, oh, that's in my area. Went by, and the chef is the owner. He's there all the time, super friendly, and I literally, because he was so friendly, because I
makes
usually
you
go to
like
another spot, but they have a couple different locations. But because he's so friendly and it's local, I go there 3-4 times a week.
Wow.
So you
Yes,
know,
God.
I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with sometimes, you know.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we're a little harder on
Oh,
each
of course.
other.
You
Yeah,
expect a
because
little
like
bit
you
more.
said, you can go to any business and maybe the service is bad or
Right.
you know, you just had a
Of
bad
course,
experience.
yes.
But when we go to a black business and we have a bad experience, it's like,
Right.
oh, they can't never do right or we can't never do right. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and
So
I
we're just a
feel
little
like
harder on
that's
each
just
other.
a subconscious that's been planted in our minds
Right.
to just always think that we're gonna fail. But I just feel like you gotta at least give us a chance. And
Yeah.
I love that she's provided a platform where it's like, you know what, that's what the business is. There
Right.
are gonna be some that are better than others.
Yeah. And ironically, I did look up on our social media. She is the social media director for Essence magazine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then the whole concept between for Black Wall Street, essentially there was a Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. It got burned down. So essentially people there was, I don't want to get like all political and stuff, but there was a white lady who essentially accused somebody of raping her. Everybody got together, pitchforks, all that stuff, burned the whole city down. About 9,000 people died, 300 people died, 9,000 were injured. So she took that concept
Wow.
and essentially, because if you look at that, say if it wasn't burned down, now you have an example from 1921.
Yeah.
And those people would have went other places and started, and that would have been the possibility. So, you know, so far in her directory, she has 2,000 Black-owned businesses. And I think the fact that
Wow.
it's on this show, it's
Yeah,
such
Yes.
a good,
Yeah.
it's such a good idea.
Definitely.
100,000 page views, 130,000 followers on social media. Obviously, because she has a social media background, makes a lot of sense. But this business, it's perfect.
And I felt that even when she was answering questions, she was the best
Right.
with
Yes,
her
she was.
responses. You
and
could just tell.
presentation, the
Yeah.
way she looked, the
Yeah.
way she put
Everything
everything
was
in.
so
And
everything
she
was
said
really
she was
good.
like, I don't think it went as well as I thought. I was like, I thought that. I mean, she had an answer for everyone, and it
Right.
sounded
Yeah.
great. But Laura has that poker face.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. Is it Laura or Lauren?
I'll look it up. Lauren, I think.
Miss Lake.
Miss Lake.
She,
Judge Lake.
Judge Lake.
Judge Lake.
She has a poker face you would not know if
Right.
you were doing, you know, well
Yeah.
in the
Lauren.
judging room. But I felt like she was everything.
Lauren Lake. And then also,
Lauren.
so how it goes to, so it's going to be a subscription based. So essentially the owners would go on and they pay a monthly fee, like $10 a month.
$10, yeah.
And essentially she wants the money to grow the website, get more people for social media, all this, essentially more personnel. She wants to pay more people, which is great because she's creating jobs. So,
just genius.
Yeah,
and it's
it's-
such a low price point, which is so great.
oh yeah.
I mean, she could have made it $20. It's a great
$20,
idea.
$25.
Yeah, I thought that.
yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
But it's
low
good
bar
for
myself.
someone
But
who's
the way she
starting a
answered
business
it, I
or
don't know
someone
if
who's
she,
established.
I don't know if that was the price. The way she answered, she kind of hesitated
Yeah,
a little
she-
bit, so I don't know if that
You
was.
know what? And it could be a starting price.
Right.
It could be like,
Yeah.
oh, here's $10 for, you know, this covers this. But
Right.
come on now, if you own something that we know, you know,
Right. It was
And
just
you-
like Tinder.
yeah,
Tinder was
yeah.
free and everybody pays, I don't know, was it like $9 or $10? I don't pay that, but
I didn't even know.
yeah. I remember when it
like,
went like
okay, no.
there was on Tinder was up for about 2 or 3 years, and then because it became so popular, then they started charging people. And so you can still get the free part, but you don't get that much. And then now that you pay the part, and now you can hook up with strangers.
It's like a tease to force you into paying for
so I mean,
I'm already what I see.
So the price point is good as far as starting off, but I think she's with 2,000 businesses already. I think she's in a good spot where she can raise it, and the fact that they're developing an app for it, which would be even better.
Yeah.
Like if you're a Black business, you want to get on something like this, because just again with everything that's going on, with everything that went on yesterday, and also yesterday, right? Today's Sunday. Yeah, with everything that went on yesterday, I mean, instead of just talking about it, you can literally put your money where your mouth is.
And trust me, they don't want us to support each other. I'm telling you, they don't want us to take our money. I'm just saying, they don't want us to take our money from one place and put it somewhere else. I'm just saying.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying to take our money from one place and put it into somewhere else. It's something that I feel like we really need. It's a change that we really need to support.
Right.
No, that's definitely true.
I don't mean to, I shouldn't have, I probably shouldn't have.
You could have said something else that we were all thinking, but you didn't say it, so we're good.
No disrespect.
So now we all move to round 2, which is the business challenge.
Yes.
So essentially they had to pick somebody and tell them to take your business elsewhere. And ironically, they got rid of Mandy, the official Black Wall Street.
Which I was just blown.
That was a
I kind of feel like it's because the app business is one of those businesses that you can get bits and pieces from certain places, and you could do a Kickstarter and all this other stuff. I kind of feel like she might have been established enough.
That's that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
And she was just so
But
put
don't
together.
you care? Do they care at all about the business specifically? Because I feel like she had the best idea.
Well, what I want to see is, and I doubt they'll show it because of timing and everything like that, but after, if any of the judges approached her. Because that's what they do in Shark Tank.
That's
then essentially somebody helps them
true.
and then
Very true.
Helps them and coaches them through the business. So that would be really interesting if somebody like gave her advice or became a mentor or something like that.
Yeah.
But I also feel like she was so put together because it's TV.
It's true. It's true.
So,
she didn't seem like she needed help.
She's
right,
no Lucinda. Lucinda.
Yeah, you're right. And it's so true because producers at the end of the day, if they feel like you're not good for TV,
right. You're not out there and you're not playing to some of the stereotypes and all this other stuff, then so she was just everything was really well put together. So and checking out her Twitter a little bit, so she looks like everything is going well. So Black Wall Street. Check it up on Twitter, and you want to. I'm sure there's businesses there.
Oh, for sure, yeah,
definitely.
So she didn't make it. So the next challenge was they tested your social media outreach skills, which was interesting because you figure if you have a business, you should at least kind of know
some type of visual.
So some type of visual, and especially now we're just in a social media.
But not everybody are visual creative people. There are some smart business people.
That's true.
But the basics,
I don't know.
A lot of people aren't even on social media.
Basic,
I don't know.
A lot of people don't even know how to use their cell phone.
Well,
who are really smart.
I don't know how to use my cell phone either.
I felt like it didn't fit them.
Nyla,
yes. She was young enough, I feel like, to kind of
tap
you
can't say that
world.
because she could be. Oh no, she's
29,
right? Because sometimes black people.
I was like, what?
Sometimes black people look like they're
like she's 50,
right?
Looking like 29.
No, she's 29. So she should be.
I feel like a little more than
right.
I could understand Regina because she does appear to be a little bit older,
right?
So I could kind of understand that, but it just seems like we said, this is a social media era,
right?
You know what I mean? So. You should be tapped into that a little bit more.
Built, made and break on social media. If you get those numbers, like for instance, even a stylist. The stylist has a certain number. You're like 1.1K.
Especially Regina because you're in something with beauty, something that is visual.
Now
that
for sure.
She did say she had like another person that does the visuals, and she's not really into that. But I still think if it's your business, you should know all realms. Even if you're not great at it, you should know it.
Exactly. If you should see what she's posting and try to mimic that. You know what I mean? But I just think that most companies, when you're, on the way to well established or, getting yourself there, you usually do find even an intern to take care of your social media.
Well, so the challenge was there was 2 tables. They had to go, running because that's the visual.
Duplicate
outside.
Tables, right.
Yeah, duplicate tables with 2 twins there. So they went to the tables and they had to or kind of set up a picture for a bracelet that's part of Serena Williams' line, made by Kira Ross. So they had all these, you know, they had silver shoe, grapes, flowers, the background of the bridge. It was in New York. So they had all these options, and they had 15 minutes to do this challenge.
Yeah, 15, right.
Yeah. So, I think any of us could have, you know, created something. But
I was getting anxiety watching. I'm like, why don't you use that? Use that.
Right.
I know.
I was getting
when
anxiety.
she went for the grapes, I said, I mean.
Oh, when she just put the bracelet in the bowl of fruit, I was like, now, girl.
Or the happy face.
Oh,
so
that was
Nyla
really...
did a banana with 2 apples and the bracelet in the middle as a nose. I mean, I don't know.
It's good branding if maybe it's like, buy this bracelet and we'll donate to children's health. You know what I'm saying?
Like that, yeah.
But it had nothing to, that's what I was going to say, like, fashion has nothing to do with that. Like, that was totally, you know, something to, that was a test from the judges to see if you're going to choose that and be like a complete failure. But she made it work.
And then Regina, which made me think that she thought her hair was really good when she went into to do the pitch, because she put the bracelet on and then she did a selfie. She did. And I'm particular with my selfies. If my hair is not, you'll see, essentially, if you on my social media and I'm not in the picture, that means
the hair wasn't right.
And the, you know, all that stuff is just not there. So the fact that she did a selfie and was actually contemplating on putting it on, oh my gosh, what's the host's name? Edmund's. Tracy's social media. I was just like, wait a minute, so you probably thought your hair was on point. So that kind of gave a clue that she's
a little lost.
Yeah, she was a little lost. So they did all that, and so essentially after they did the pictures, 15 minutes, they were going to pick the best pictures, posted on Tracy's social media on her Instagram, and then the viewers got to vote, and whoever has the most likes after 4 hours wins the challenge. So I honestly thought, Regina, because there was 2 twins there. So, and it didn't dawn on me, because I thought they were just kind of manning the table. And it's like, and then she's like, well, they're standing there, so they're part of the props. So Regina used one of the twins, which I thought was interesting, because I probably wouldn't have done that because I wouldn't have thought of that. So I was like, oh, well, maybe that's a trick. So
I'm such a visual person that I'd be like, if they don't look like a model I would choose in a lineup, then I'm probably not going to use you. But I do think, I mean, they were pretty, but I didn't see, unless you can give good direction. Then you don't need to use the model, because the model ain't gonna know what to do. She's going off of what you're telling her. So
that's a good point.
So turns out Regina got 373 likes, which how she responded, I don't think she's on social media that much. And then Nyla got 668 likes. And she ended up putting the bracelet in a tree, in a bush, in New York. And it actually turned out really, because of all the colors and the contrast. So it made sense. So she ended up winning that challenge. So, you know, there was all of that. So now they move on from that, and now it's the judges' turn to kind of go through both businesses and decide who the winner of this segment will be, who's going to move on to the semifinals. So who do you guys think?
Out of the 2, while I was watching the show, I had chosen my winner, but now that we've talked about it and kind of, you know, amongst ourselves and brought up other points, I'm kind of torn a little bit. So originally watching it, I wanted to go with Regina.
Okay.
But now that we've started to talk and go over the show again, I'm switching it to Nyla.
See, I'm still hung up on Mandy. I was like, can we
right?
bring
like,
back,
if we can bring back Mandy, I'm there, Black Wall Street all day.
Yeah,
Regina, I guess my personal experience is still kind of in the forefront of her concept, and I
same.
Yeah, I can't.
For me, it's about the brand. I don't really care. You know, that's the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, why are you asking these? Like, what does that have to do with them as business women when that's not the role that they play? Even after the 25,000, they are never going to touch social media again. So I don't really know why it's relevant to them. But down to the brand, I think that the tea is better.
Yeah, the tea. I think Regina has to kind of take it apart and then rebuild it. Almost either create like a stylist site almost like the Black Wall Street, where stylists can go on and you can rate the
Right.
stylists.
Yeah.
So now if you're in, wherever, if you're in Chicago, now you can see all these stylists. You can see what their price ranges are. You can
Right.
see
See their ratings,
their,
their
that
feed,
sounds like a
the-
business. I just don't. So you can see kind of all that stuff, and then you could pick whoever you want, and then you can go on their social media, and then you might be able to see a friend that you know from
Yeah.
Facebook, and you can kind of see what their experiences are. I don't see some random stylist that is, because she hires the stylist, so I don't see a
Yeah.
random stylist showing up on my door.
Right.
Yeah.
You're looking at the products that she uses, all this other stuff. I just from
It's
I
just
think
too
my
random.
I think my experience with my really good hairstylist, Miss Itch's social media, check her out, she's amazing. With my hairstylist is just superior to what she brought. So I would definitely have to go with the sweet tea. That was kind of my thing. So the judges hashed it out and all of that good stuff. And well, it's actually kind of funny. They did a little before the judges announced it. They actually sat in the little waiting room, and I actually love, despite the fact that Nyla didn't dress up for the occasion, she's like gangster with it. I don't know if I don't know if that is any other better word for it, but she was very confident.
Right.
And she, she's won all these accolades, all these awards, and all this other stuff. And not to say it made her pompous or arrogant, but she believes in the product.
Right.
The storyline's there. Obviously, if her grandfather was working with Marcus Garvey, and if you know what Marcus Garvey represents and what he was trying to do, and that was passed on to her, and her being a business owner at 19.
Amazing.
that confidence and all this other stuff. She was in it to win it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where she didn't come to be second place. She didn't come to like make friends. It was just like, I'm just here to win. So the confidence was really really good. So the judges kind of went back and forth. I almost kind of wondered if they took Regina out and did Mandy and Nyla, how that would have played out. Because Mandy obviously has social media experience.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
yeah.
I wonder if that would have
would've
changed,
loved to see
skew
what she
the,
could
skew
have done
the,
with that.
Right. And it goes back to maybe she was just too put together. They already knew what it was.
bring back Mandy.
Hashtag bring back Mandy.
Mandy, call us. Let us put you in the LA environment. There's so many black businesses here too.
Yeah.
So and obviously she's my favorite, but she's no longer there. So they ended up picking Nyla. And it was kind of, when you look back at everything, and then you look at, Regina's presentation, everything like that, it was just kind of like she had the presentation, but she didn't have the look in the hair. She didn't have the look in the outfit. The concept of the business was good, but she needed to rewrite it.
Right.
It's just like Nyla just had it. All she had to do was just put, my personal opinion, some dress pants on and, make it work.
Presentable, right?
Yeah, a little bit of presentable side, but that's just, my dad was a tailor. What can I do? What can I say? So, and her whole selling pitch to the judges was that, whatever, any challenge that they give her, she's just gonna make lemon out of lemonade. She didn't have experience with social media, and she made it work. And it's kind of one of those things where, if you're in a business or in life in general, and something happens, you're just like, you can either just say, okay, well, it's over, it's done, or you can just keep pushing forward and just throw it up and see what happens. So I definitely think for her, it kind of made more sense. So congratulations, she's moving on to the semifinals. I think the semifinals, as far as producer wise, and after we go through week by week, it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
As far as the ladies who come, because
Absolutely.
Lucinda, she started the season off right.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that there's going to be a good mix and not, ladies flipping tables over each
Right.
other.
Yeah.
Right.
Any other stuff like that. But you have a project coming up, so you want to let everybody know?
If you guys, watch AfterBuzz TV, we also have another network called The Concert Experience. I'm going to be interviewing Beyonce's music producer. He actually produces for everybody, Lil Wayne, Trey Songz, everybody. And so you guys should watch that this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And then also check out Black Wait a minute.
Black Hollywood Live, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Black Hollywood Live. I had it written down. I was like, what is that? I can't read my own writing.
Yep.
Black Hollywood Live. So definitely check out that network as well. They have a whole bunch of other stuff going on.
Yep.
But we will be here every week.
Woo!
Yep.
Every Sunday talking about the businesses.
Yeah.
And I know you said you run a couple businesses and stuff like that. Yeah, Nay?
Yeah. I run some social media accounts. Goodbye Fleas. I don't know if I should go into all of them, but
she runs social media accounts.
Yeah, I run several social media accounts. So really for me, my passion aside from, Shark Tank is, marketing. I do photography. So yeah, that's and I just love, women empowerment. I love seeing especially African American women as well coming up with great ideas that we would never have known about without this show.
Right.
Me personally, I would have never known. So
And it also gives you really great ideas. So I also come from a business background.
course.
Well, I've done boot camps and personal training and documentaries and all this other stuff. And it gives you really great ideas. And, it's almost like you see what not to do. Yeah. So if you're going to go into a bank and ask for money, don't go in there in black tights and just spend that extra money.
Yeah.
Look the part. You can even take it. If you go to Ross, you can take the dress back. Like you're good. Like, just make sure you're all together for that thing. So kind of really watch the show if you're looking at businesses. And that's almost the wave of the future. You go to a lot of companies are not loyal to you.
absolutely.
And you have to create your own content, you create your own business, and you make it for your family.
Right.
So I think that's kind of the wave of the future as far as small businesses are concerned. And, as we saw on Saturday, I think women are going to be leading the pack.
Oh,
next few
yes.
years. So definitely for sure. And then do you have any businesses going on?
Not right now. I am working on one, so when I have it up and ready, I will tell you guys about that one.
But what
I don't
about
wanna leak
just
anything
inspiration for this show? Is there anything specific?
For me, just like pitching, learning how to pitch, especially like being here. Like if there's a new show I want to do, or just getting into hosting and producing, just learning how to pitch better and knowing what, like you said, using it as a learning tool of what not to do.
That's great.
Yeah. You just take your experiences in life and you. I was listening to this podcast. Are you guys familiar with Eric the hip hop preacher? Eric Thomas the hip hop preacher?
I've heard of him.
Oh my gosh. Look him up. He's amazing and very inspirational. And I listened to some of his podcasts. Actually, I listened to all of his podcasts, and he has Breathe University, all of that. So shout out to Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. And I was listening to him on the way in, and essentially they were saying that you compete in life, but not against others, but against yourself. So essentially you're starting 2017, and whatever your goals are, by the time this time next year, you should be beyond that goal. Yeah. And if you're not, then forget about the girl who you're competing with, or if you think you're prettier than her, or what all this other stuff. That doesn't matter, because in the long run, it's about where you're going and where you take your family and all this other stuff, which is really interesting, because a lot of people, they just see the line right in front of them, and they're like, okay, well, I just want to beat this person. I want to, and it's not about that.
Not at all.
Absolutely.
You go beyond all that stuff. So essentially, when you're starting your business and all this other stuff, you're kind of looking online, and there might be an example in front of you, but that shouldn't be your finish line.
Of course. Come get this inspiration, y'all.
Run your own race always.
Yes.
How Uber started, Lyft started. We had taxi services.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Airbnb, we had hotels.
One of my favorite quotes is everyone starts as an amateur.
Yeah.
Every single successful person that started from zero with an idea, with a vision, and they just went for it.
Right.
It's really putting one foot in front of the other. And another quote that I'm not going to be able to get the word right, but basically what it's saying is that if you don't follow your dreams, you're going to be working to help someone else's dreams come true. So would you prefer a 9-to-5, or would you prefer have someone else work your 9-to-5 to get your pockets right.
And it depends. Not everybody's entrepreneur, so it's just kind of like
but it's good inspiration,
right? And if you do work that 9-to-5, hustle at that 9-to-5 and get to where you want to go within that.
Right.
Within
absolutely,
that company.
Be smart about the money that you're making.
Definitely.
Save, put it to the side.
Because these companies are not loyal, so you want to if you want to stay there, you have to make sure that you're better every single turn. So. It's a dog world out there. But we're looking forward to next week's episode.
Yes.
It looks quite interesting.
It does.
Hit us up on YouTube. So whenever you see the show, definitely do all those comments and all that good stuff, because we will be responding. Somebody did hit us up last week, said their friend's going to be on sometime. So hit us up and let us know who your friend is.
Yay.
So we might not be hard on her, or we'll, which kind of depends. that is it for tonight.
Yay.
So thank you, ladies, for hopping in. McCall, she's out. She will be back next week. My name is TK Trinidad. You can follow me on all social media at TK Trinidad, just in case you don't know how to spell it. TRINIDAD on everything. Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Yes, and you can follow me everywhere as well. Kalima Music Art Wisdom. I'm your girl Kalima, where pop culture meets wisdom.
And I'm Lynneisha, so you can follow me everywhere at Lynneisha_33.
All right, that is it, y'all. So don't forget to follow also AFTERBUZZ TV on everything. Hit us up with all those comments and all that good stuff, and we will buzz you later. Woo! Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Ciao.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.